plane gets to the end of the path. Plane, movement, path movement. Has plane reached the end? And I'm going to set the player 1 score to 0. And then we're also going to jump to frame number 2. So under storyboard controls, jump to frame, and we'll pick number 2. Alright, so all that's left is to wrap our bird around the screen. Our bird's going to just fly. When it goes off the edge here, I just want it to wrap around. And that's a pretty easy event. Position, test position of bird, off the left. And under our bird, we're just going to go movement, wrap around play area. So if we run frame number 1 now, we have some nice background music. Our bird's wrapping around the edge. And if I click on our plane, we're ready to play our game. So now let's go over to frame number 2. And scroll back here to the start. And we're ready to add our objects to this frame. Okay, let's see if we can bust out our game here. We need to open our layer toolbar. And layers. And we're going to make another layer. And on layer number 1, we're going to put our backdrop. Just line that up at 0, 0. Okay, now layer 1, we want to change the scrolling options here. And we just want 0, 0 for the coefficients. Oops. And we got 0, 0. Okay, now let's lock that layer. Switch over to layer 2 and close our toolbar because we don't need to see it anymore. What we're going to have here is layer 1 is this backdrop, and it's just going to be static. And layer 2 is all the rest of this frame here, and that's the part that's actually going to scroll. So it'll be a little bit like a parallax background. So let's add our objects. There's our plane and a windmill. And I'm just going to kind of place these on the screen. Don't have to be very careful. Barn, barn roof. I'm going to put our chicken way up here off screen. I'm going to put our bird up here off screen. Bush. Kind of putting all the obstacles together here so we can deal with them. 300 points up off screen. Put a copy of our cows. There. There's our wheat. Put our wheat way up in the sky there for a second. A couple hills. And our grass. And a cloud. String 3, which I think we're using to display our score. And hopefully we have enough stuff here, so I'm going to close our library. And the first thing I want to do is put a movement on our chicken. And our chicken's movement is going to be a bouncing ball. And this is just going to be direction 0. And that's going to be speed 10. Our bird needs a movement, and it's also going to be a bouncing ball. I use bouncing ball for quite a few things. And it's going to be direction 16. And how about speed 20? And our 300 points, which we're going to be using to display when the player gets some points, is also going to be a bouncing ball. And that's going to be direction 4 here. And how about speed 30? Alright, and now our plane, we need to put 3 movements on our plane. First one's going to be 8 direction, and just the up and down. And the initial direction is going to be nothing. Then we'll leave all of the speeds the same. And movement number 2 is going to be a bouncing ball. And this is the movement for when hit something and crashing into the ground. So we'll do direction 26, and then we'll do speed 20. Alright, that should handle that. And we need another movement. Movement number 3. It's going to be a bouncing ball with just direction 0 and speed 20. Okay, so we have movements on all of those. Now let's select all of our obstacles. These are the objects that we don't want the plane to crash into. So we have the bird. I'm going to hold down shift. The 2 big hills and the small hill. Barn roof. Windmill. The 3 cows. The fence piece and the brush. Go over to the events, and we want to add a qualifier group. And this is just a group designation for all of these objects. So now we'll be able to test for this group bad instead of having to test for each object. Alright, now I'm going to click on the plane here, and I'm going to send it to the back. It already is all the way on the back, so that's good. It's behind all these other objects. And let's move these over a little bit. Now we want to start laying out our play field. First thing we're going to do is get the grass figured out here. Move all this stuff out of the way. Put our grass right about there. And then I'm going to make our grass 14,680 width. So it should cover the whole way down. There we go. Alright. Now, we don't have our finish line and our text, so let's open up our libraries again and find our finish line and our finished text. And let's put those all the way towards the end here. Let me select both of these. Drag them down this way, not quite that far. Right about there should be good. Okay, now we're ready to start laying out our play field. And all we're going to do here is take our various cows and objects and place them on the screen. So once I get